You're not broken. You're not a lost cause. You've simply been buried under the weight of lies that were never yours to carry. Lies that told you you weren't enough. Lies that made you doubt your worth, your strength, your very ability to rise above the darkness that has haunted your every step. But now, right now, you have the chance to push those lies off, to reclaim what's always been yours, your power, your voice, your future. The clock is ticking, and this moment is your turning point. You've come to the crossroads where you must decide. Will you stay down, shackled by the weight of your past, or will you stand up and claim the life you were always meant to lead? This isn't just another speech, another pep talk. This is your call to action, your moment of awakening. The universe has already given you the strength to change everything. Don't let it slip away. Don't allow another day to pass by where you sit in the shadows of your own potential. This is the moment when you choose to rise. This is the moment when you stop waiting for permission, when you stop doubting your worth, and when you finally embrace the truth. You are enough. You've always been enough. The only thing holding you back is the belief that you aren't capable of transforming your life. It's not the world around you, it's not the people who have tried to drag you down. It's the doubt that festers within you, the fear that tells you to stay small. But that voice, that doubt, is a lie. And now it's time to reject it. Time to stop allowing your past mistakes, your scars, and your failures to define who you are. You are not a product of your pain. You are the survivor of it. Every setback, every broken piece of you has only been a step toward this very moment. Do you feel it? The stirring deep inside you, the quiet whisper telling you that you are not meant for mediocrity, that you are capable of greatness. That's the real you, the person you've buried for too long under the weight of everyone else's expectations. It's time to shed those layers, to peel back the false identities that have been placed upon you by the world. Because in this moment, you don't just have a chance to change, you have the power to transform. This is the beginning of your resurrection. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now, right here, in this very second. Your doubts may try to hold you back. Your fears may try to paralyze you, but deep down, you know the truth. This moment is yours. You are ready. You are capable. And this is the moment when you choose to rise. The world may have tried to tell you that you were nothing. It may have made you feel like an outsider, a failure, a person without purpose. But the world was wrong. You were never broken. You were never lost. You've always had everything within you to succeed, to overcome, to thrive. And now, the time has come to take that power and use it to crush the lies, to silence the doubts, and to step into the greatness that's been waiting for you all along. No more waiting for the right moment, because the right moment is here. It's now. You've been gifted this time, this opportunity, this breath, to make the choice. Will you keep going down the same path that's only led to pain? Or will you choose to change, to grow, to live with purpose and power? Right now, you're standing on the edge of something monumental. You're standing at the precipice of a new life, a life where you hold the reins, where your potential knows no bound. Don't waste another second doubting that it's possible. Don't waste another second waiting for permission from someone else. You are the author of your own story, and it's time to rewrite the narrative. It's time to stop playing small, stop living in the shadow. The journey of transformation starts here, and it starts with you. You've already endured the worst. You've faced your fears. You've felt the sting of defeat, and yet you're still standing. You are not broken. You are not a victim. You are a force to be reckoned with. And now, you have everything you need to step into the future you've always dreamed of. The time for change is now. Your transformation is imminent, and all you have to do is decide. Are you ready to embrace it? The world thought they had the upper hand. They thought they could break you. They thought they could control you. But what they didn't understand is that the strongest people are made from the very things that tried to destroy them. You've been forged in fire, and now you're ready to rise. This is your moment. No one else can take it from you. It's time to claim it and never look back. You've been fighting battles no one can see, haven't you? You've been carrying burdens that no one else seems to notice. The weight of your struggles, the exhaustion in your bones, the constant feeling that you're running in circles, barely keeping your head above water. It's not that people don't care, but they don't understand. How could they? How could anyone know the suffocating pressure you're under when you've been pretending to hold it all together? They don't see the sleepless nights, the endless worrying, the gnawing feeling that maybe, just maybe, you're not enough. But you are. I want you to know that. I see you. I understand you. You've been doing everything in your power to stay strong, to push through the pain, to smile when you wanted to cry, to be there for everyone else while you were falling apart inside. But no one ever asked how you were doing, did they? No one asked if you were okay, because they're too busy with their own lives, their own worries. So you carry it all, alone. Your battles have been silent, invisible to the world around you, but they are real. Your pain is real, and it's okay to admit it. Right now, you're at a crossroads, aren't you? You're trapped between the person you've become, the person who's afraid, who's unsure, who feels like they're at the end of their rope, and the person you were always meant to be, the person you've buried beneath layers of fear, doubt, and exhaustion, and it's overwhelming. You've tried so hard to stay afloat, but no matter what you do, it feels like you're being dragged deeper into the storm. And I want you to know, you're not alone. We all have those moments when we feel like we're drowning in our own fears, when we wonder if it's all worth it, when we question whether we'll ever find a way out. But here's the truth. What you're feeling right now is not the end. It's just the beginning. This feeling of being overwhelmed, of being trapped, it's a lie that has been built brick by those who want to see you fail. A lie that has been whispered to you day after day until you started to believe it. The lie that you're not enough. The lie that you're stuck. The lie that this is all there is. But that's not true, and it's time for you to hear it. You are not your struggles. You are not your fears. You are not the person who's been knocked down again and again. You are so much more than this. But right now, right where you are, it feels like everything is closing in. It feels like you've given it your all, only to be met with more disappointment, more rejection, more failure. You thought you were doing everything right, and yet the world keeps pushing you back, telling you that you're not good enough, not strong enough, not worthy enough. It feels like the world is turning against you, like every step you take leads to another dead end. And those voices, those whispers of doubt, they just get louder, don't they? Your fears, they have a way of creeping in when you least expect it. They tell you that you're not enough, that you'll never make it, that you're just wasting your time. And the worst part is, the world backs them up. You hear it in the comments, in the looks, in the way people treat you like you're invisible. People who should have supported you, but instead they've become part of the chorus that tells you you don't measure up. The toxic people, the ones who claim to care but never truly do. They've been feeding you lies, too. They've told you that you're too much, too ambitious, too different. They've made you feel like your dreams are too big, your voice too loud. They've tried to dim your light because your brilliance threatens them. But don't you dare let their insecurity define your worth. Don't you dare let their fear dictate what you're capable of. They are not your measure. Their doubts are not your truth. It's exhausting, isn't it? The way your inner critic can be so much louder than any compliment you've ever received. The way your mistakes echo in your mind, while the successes of others seem to be all around you. You scroll through social media, and it feels like everyone else has it together. Everyone but you. They're living their best lives, and you're stuck, watching from the sideline, wondering when it will be your turn. But here's what no one tells you. Everyone has their own battle. Everyone is fighting a war within themselves, even if it's invisible to the outside world. But it doesn't stop, does it? Every day feels like another battle, another mountain you have to climb, and you're exhausted from the climb. You're out of breath, you're losing hope, and you wonder how much longer you can keep pushing before you finally break. You've asked yourself, why me? Why does this always happen to me? But the answer, though painful, is simple. Because you are stronger than you think. You've been chosen for this fight, and the world wants you to believe that it's too much, that you can't handle it. But I'm here to tell you that you can. You have everything inside you to rise above it all. In the middle of all this pain, you might think you're trapped. It might feel like your circumstances are out of your control. But you're not trapped. You're just being tested. This is the moment that defines. It's easy to stay stuck in your struggle, to wallow in the pain, to convince yourself that nothing will ever change. But that's the trap, the belief that nothing will ever change. That is the lie that holds you back, that keeps you stuck in the past. The truth is, transformation doesn't happen when things are easy. It happens when you're in the trenches, when you're pushed to the edge, and you feel like there's nowhere to turn. But even now, in the midst of all this pain, there's hope. There's always hope. It's hard to see it right now, but the very fact that you're still standing means that you have the strength to turn this around. You've survived everything life has thrown at you so far. You're still here, and that's proof enough that you're not done yet. This pain is temporary. The struggle will pass. The victory is ahead of you. You are not alone in this. No matter how isolating it feels, there are others who are fighting the same fight. You're not the only one who's been knocked down, who's felt the weight of the world on their shoulders. But the difference between those who stay stuck and those who rise is the decision to keep fighting. The decision to believe that this moment of pain will one day be the story you tell about how you overcame. That's what makes you stronger. That's what makes you unstoppable. You've come to the edge, haven't you? It feels like you've reached the end of your road, the point where you've given everything you had to give, and now you're empty. There's no energy left to keep moving forward. You've done all the right thing, put in the effort, fought for what you wanted, but somehow the universe keeps slamming doors in your face. You're at that point where it feels like all your dreams have crumbled to dust before your eyes. And in that moment, as the weight of failure presses down on you, you ask yourself, what now? Is this it? I know that feeling, the crushing weight of it all. The moment when the pain, the frustration, the fear, and the doubt all come crashing together, drowning out any shred of hope you once had. It feels like no matter how hard you try, you keep getting knocked down, and every time you rise, the world pushes you back even further. You've been told your whole life that perseverance is the key, that you just need to keep going. But you've been going for so long that you can't remember what it's like to feel hope anymore. You're tired. You're tired in a way that no amount of sleep or rest can fix. You're mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted. And in this moment, you think to yourself, I just can't do this anymore. But I need you to hear me now. This is not the end. I know it feels like it. I know you're standing in the dark, looking at what you thought would be your future, and realizing it's nothing like you imagined. You feel lost, broken, hopeless. But what you're feeling right now is not the end of your story. It's just the beginning of something more. I want you to sit in this pain for a moment. Let yourself feel the full weight of the despair that's been hanging over you. You've earned the right to feel this. You've been pushed to your limits, and it's okay to acknowledge that. You've been knocked down so many times that it's hard to remember what it feels like to stand tall. You've poured your heart into things that didn't work out. You've trusted people who betrayed you. You've fought for your dream, only to have them slip through your fingers like sand. And now, you're wondering if you even have the strength to fight another battle. But I need you to realize something. This feeling is not who you are. It's just a moment, a temporary pit in the road. You've been through worse and come out stronger on the other side. But I get it. It doesn't feel that way now, does it? Now it feels like you're trapped in a never-ending cycle. And no matter how hard you push, Nothing changes. Your circumstances haven't budged, and every day feels like another reminder that you're stuck. You've tried every route. You've given everything you have. You've pushed and fought some more, and yet the world feels like it's against you. You've asked yourself more times than you can count, why bother? Why continue when it feels like you're getting nowhere? And the people around you, well, they don't understand, do they? They don't see how hard you've been fighting. They don't know the internal battle you're waging every single day. They look at your life from the outside and assume everything's fine because that's what you let them see. But on the inside, it's a different story. They don't see the tears you've hidden, the sleepless nights, the internal war that's been raging for what feels like eternity. No one sees how you've been breaking under the weight of expectation, your own and others, but you're still here. And as much as it may not feel like it, that's a testament to your strength. This is where you're at now, I know. You're caught between wanting to give up and needing to keep going. You don't have the energy to keep fighting, and yet you can't stand the thought of walking away. You feel defeated, but I'm telling you, this is not the end. You've only hit a wall. You've reached a breaking point, but that breaking point is not where the story ends. It's where it begins. You've come to the lowest point, and from here, there's only one way left to go, up. But the real battle isn't just in your circumstances, it's in your mind. You've been waiting for something or someone to change, to step in and fix things for you. You've been waiting for a miracle, for someone to come along and pull you out of this dark place. You've been waiting for the perfect moment when everything aligns. But here's the painful truth. No one is coming to save you. And waiting for salvation from someone else or from circumstances to change is a trap. It's a trap that keeps you stuck. It's time to stop waiting. The longer you wait for something to change, the longer you stay in this state of despair. You cannot rely on anyone else to fix what's broken inside of you. You cannot wait for the world to give you what you've been hoping for. The world isn't going to change to meet your needs. You must change. You must rise. You are the only one who can turn this around. The hardest part is realizing that the only person who can get you out of this mess is you. No one else has the power to lift you from where you are. No amount of external validation or encouragement can do what you are capable of doing for yourself. The people you've been waiting on, the circumstances you've been waiting for, they will not be the ones to deliver you from this darkness. The power to transform your life is in your hand, and only you can activate it. I know it feels impossible. I know it feels like there's no way out. But you are stronger than you think. You've survived this far, and though it doesn't feel like it now, this low point is actually an invitation for something bigger. It's the moment you've been waiting for without realizing it. This is your opportunity to break free from the lie that you need anyone or anything other than yourself to move forward. I need you to let that sink in for a moment. The power to change your life is already inside of you. You've had it all along, and it starts right here, right now. It starts with the decision to stop waiting for someone else to fix it. It starts with the decision to rise up, to fight, not because someone is telling you to, but because you know in your soul that you have no other choice. You're done waiting. This is your moment, and you're going to take it. You're not broken. You're not a failure. You've simply been holding on to things that no longer serve you, but you're going to let them go now. You're going to rise because you are meant for more than this. The world might have tried to tell you that you're not enough, that you're too broken, that you'll never make it. But I'm telling you right now that you are more than enough. The world doesn't define you. You define you. And from this moment forward, you're going to step into your power. You're going to take the first step, because this is not the end. This is the beginning of your comeback, the beginning of your rise. And you're going to walk through this darkness and into the light, because you were made for this. There is a part of you, deep inside, that knows the truth. You're not broken. You may feel like it, but you're not. What you're experiencing right now, what you've been through, it isn't the end of you. No, it's just the beginning of something far more powerful. You're merely dormant. You've been buried under the weight of your struggle, your doubts, your pain. But even in the darkest soil, life finds a way to bloom. You've been held down, but you've also been prepared for something more, something stronger, something unstoppable. You might not feel it now, but within you is the spark of change. It's always been there, flickering quietly, waiting for you to notice. This isn't the end of your story. It's the chapter where you realize you've always had what you needed to change your fate. You've always had the power, the strength, the resilience. Everything you need to rewrite the narrative of your life is already within you. You may have buried it under years of doubt, fear, and self-criticism, but it's still there. It's always been there, ready for you to uncover. I know it's hard to see now. I know it feels like your life has been one long series of struggles, but take a moment and reflect. Every trial, every failure, every pain you've endured has taught you something. It has shaped you, and while you may have seen them as obstacles, they have been your teachers. They've been laying the foundation for something greater. You may not understand it yet, but each one of those moments, even the ones that nearly broke you, is what's preparing you for the life you are about to step into. Like the darkest soil nurtures the most beautiful flowers, your struggles have been shaping your greatest strength. The pain you've experienced, the weight you've carried, it's not wasted. It's been breaking you open, cracking the shell that kept you from realizing your true potential. The world has tried to tell you that you're not enough, that you'll never make it. But what it doesn't understand is that you are already being prepared for greatness. Every hardship you faced has been a seed buried in the soil of your life, waiting for the right moment to break free. And that moment is now. You might feel like nothing good can come from the place you're in. You might look around and see nothing but darkness. But I'm here to tell you that the light is coming. The change is coming. It's already within you, quietly waiting to burst forth. You've been through the fire, and now you are stronger. You've been forged in the flames of adversity, and now you are ready to rise. The process is painful, yes, but it's necessary. Without the darkness, there would be no light. Without the struggle, there would be no growth. Look at the trees that stand tall today. Their roots were once small and fragile, buried deep in the ground. They had to push through layers of earth before they could rise above it all. The storms they weathered, the winds that battered them, they didn't destroy them. They made them stronger. The same is true for you. The storms of your life, the trials you've faced, they are not here to defeat you. They are here to build you. They are here to refine you. You are being shaped into something more resilient, more powerful, more capable than you can even imagine right now. So don't lose heart. Don't let the darkness convince you that there is no hope. Your story is still being written, and you are the author. The power to change your fate is in your hand, and it starts with understanding that you have everything you need right now to make it happen. You don't need to wait for something external to change. You don't need to wait for the perfect circumstance. All you need is within you already. The question isn't whether or not you have what it takes. The question is whether you're willing to believe that you do. The world has spent years trying to tell you that you're not enough, that your dreams are too big, that you'll never make it. But all those voices, those doubts, those fears, they don't define you. They are just noise. The truth is that you are more than capable. You've been through too much to not know the depth of your strength by now. You've learned things that others haven't even begun to understand. Your journey has made you wiser, more compassionate, and more capable than you ever realized. So let me tell you this, your moment is coming. The seeds you've planted in the soil of your struggles are about to bloom. And when they do, the world won't be able to ignore you. You won't be just another person going through the motions of life. No, you'll be the person who rose from the ashes, the one who turned their pain into power. You will be the person who showed the world that no matter how dark it gets, the light is always there, waiting to break through. This is where it begins. You are not broken. You are just dormant. The change you've been waiting for isn't somewhere out there, waiting for the perfect moment to arrive. It's already in you. You are the chain. You are the breakthrough. And from this moment on, you will no longer see your struggles as something to overcome. No, you will see them for what they truly are. The very things that are shaping your greatness. The darkness doesn't have to define you. You are the light that will guide you through it. And you don't need to wait for anything to happen. You are ready. The seeds of change have already been planted in you, and it's time for them to sprout. It's time for you to rise and become the person you were always meant to be. The time is now. You've been waiting, haven't you? Waiting for someone else to notice, to see the fire that burns within you, to validate the strength you've always had. But here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. No one can take you where you need to go but you. This is your journey, your story, and you are the hero of it. For far too long, you've lived as if you were just a supporting character in someone else's narrative. You've allowed yourself to be sidelined, to be pushed into the shadows while the world told you what you could and couldn't be. But what if I told you that you are the one who's been holding the pen all along? What if I told you that everything you've gone through, every moment of struggle, every tear, every failure, it's all been leading you to this point? This is where the shift happens. This is where you stop playing small and you start showing the world who you really are. You've been handed a story, but you've allowed others to write the chapters for you. You've let their opinions, their judgments, and their limitations become the framework of your life. But I'm here to tell you, asterisk, asterisk, you asterisk, asterisk, get to write the next chapter. This is your story now, and the world better watch out. You've been through too much to not rise from the ashes of everything that's tried to keep you down. The truth is, you've been building resilience all along, and you're stronger now than you ever were before. You've been tempered by the fire, and nothing, not fear, not doubt, not even the harshest critic, can take away what you've earned. Look at all that you've been through. Look at the battles you fought in silence, the tears you wiped away when no one was watching, the doubts that tried to hold you captive, the failures that tried to break you. Every single moment, every single hardship was a lesson, a stepping stone to your greatness. And now, it's time to take all of that, the pain, the struggle, the heartache, and turn it into something powerful. You don't need to wait for approval from anyone else. The only validation you need is your own. It's time to take back your narrative. You don't need to ask for permission to be great. You don't need to wait for someone to give you the go-ahead. You've been fighting battles no one can see, and now it's time to stand tall and show the world who you really are. The truth is, every moment of pain you've endured has been building your strength. That heartbreak, it's fuel for the fire. That rejection, it's a stepping stone to your breakthrough. That feeling of being unworthy, it's the thing that's going to make you unstoppable. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your ally. Pain is what has shaped you. And now, it's what's going to propel you to the next level. You are not your past mistakes. You are not your past failures. You are not your worst day. You are everything you've survived, everything you've endured, everything you've learned, every scar, every bruise, every tear. It's all a testament to your resilience. And now, it's time to use it. It's time to stop seeing your pain as something that defines you negatively. Pain has always been a source of power. It's time for you to own that. The very things that tried to break you are now the things that will make you unbreakable. Your struggles didn't weaken you. They made you fierce. They didn't destroy you. They made you who you are meant to be. And don't think for 1 second that your pain is something to be ashamed of. It's not. It's a badge of honor. It's the proof that you never gave up. It's the reminder that you are stronger than anything that's ever come your way. You've learned lessons from your pain, and now it's time to put those lessons to work. Stop hiding from the things that have hurt you. Embrace them. Let them fuel you. Use that fire to push yourself forward, to rise higher, to become the person you've always been meant to be. It's time to stop waiting for someone to tell you it's your turn. It's always been your turn. You've been waiting for a sign, for some kind of confirmation that you're worthy. But here's the truth. You are worthy. You always have been. And now, it's time for you to take what's yours. It's time to reclaim your power. No more shrinking. No more apologizing for being who you are. No more hiding your light because you're afraid someone might feel threatened by it. No more dimming your shine to make others feel comfortable. It's time to step into the fullness of who you are. You are a force. You are unstoppable. You are the hero of your story. And now you are going to take the world by storm. Every setback, every failure, every moment of pain, you're going to use it to fuel your rise. This is your time. This is your moment. You've fought too long to stay in the shadows. It's time to shine. The world may not have recognized your worth in the past. They may have doubted you, overlooked you, and treated you like you didn't matter. But now, they'll have no choice but to see you. Now they'll have no choice but to watch as you step into the fullness of your power. You are no longer the person who shrinks in the face of adversity. You are the person who faces the storm head-on, with a fire in your heart and the strength of 1,000 warriors behind you. It's time to show the world who you really are. It's time to stop asking for permission to be great. You are greatness in motion. And now, nothing, not fear, not doubt, not the world's expectation, can hold you back. You are the hero of your story, and you are ready to claim your destiny. It's time to stop living as if you're waiting for someone else to hand you the keys to your future. The truth is, they were never meant to hold them. No one can rewrite your story but you.